Welcome back to my coverage of the GPD Win 3. I'm continuing my video series of showing various game franchises play their PC games on Gamepad Digital's new handheld. Last time we covered the Resident Evil series, and it is time to go a bit more lighthearted with something that is light, a place, a game series, and a unique blend of Square Enix and Disney. I previously covered the performance of these games on the GPD Win Max, and I was hopeful to get all of them running wonderfully on the Win 3. Let us take a look at the Win 3's performance of the Kingdom Hearts series. We'll start things off with the 1.5 plus 2.5 HD collection. This is where a problem happens. For whatever reason, this collection does not like the Win 3. On the GPD Win Max, these games all played at a buttery smooth 60 FPS, and they don't here. All of them are lower to a point, though it only becomes a problem for a single entry. This is worsened by the fact that Square Enix decided to not give us any tweakable graphics options for this collection, so we can't down textures or shading for better performance. Going in series order, we will start with Kingdom Hearts Final Mix. This one isn't all that bad. During combat, Kingdom Hearts 1 fluctuates between 30 and 55 FPS, mostly staying in the 40s and 50s. It isn't the 60 from before, but it remains pretty smooth. Then we get to the Chain of Memories remake. This one dropped down to 30 FPS for most of the game, dipping into the high 20s in some areas. On the bright side of things, it doesn't crash upon starting battles anymore, which was a huge problem on the Win Max. And then we get to the real victim, Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix. Between these games coming to PC and the Win 3, I had a great plan and idea for our coverage. I went through and did pretty much everything there was to do in the game so I could have a great save file to do the Sephiroth boss fight all silky and smooth. If you've been watching the footage thus far, you can see the problem. For some reason, Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix doesn't only have a lower frame rate, but it has a lot of slowdown. The FPS counter still says it's running at 60, but the slowdown makes it very strange to look at and play. I've tried reinstalling this collection many times on different drives, different settings, and I can't seem to get around this. It's really a shame as this game plays beautifully on the Win Max. Finishing off this collection is Birth by Sleep Final Mix. There isn't any slowdown here, but the FPS is about half of what it was on the Max. It runs pretty much constantly at 30. This puts it about on par with how the PSP version played, though looking much prettier. Next up is the 0.2 collection, or Final Chapter Prologue. First up is the port of Kingdom Hearts 3D Dream Drop Distance. This didn't play terribly well on the Max, and it plays even worse on the 3. I don't know if it has to do with the PC port, updates, optimization, the graphics engine they use, but the 25 to 30 FPS of combat on the Max has turned into 15 to 30 even during the tutorial boss fight. But this is where the disappointment ends. We are now at 0.2, a fragmentary passage, Aqua's mini-adventure that served as a prototype for Kingdom Hearts 3. I tried so hard to get this running at 30 FPS or above on the Win Max and never could. On the Win 3, I never saw it drop below 40. It looks beautiful and plays really smooth. And the final game to test, the big one that everybody wants to know about, Kingdom Hearts 3. We do need to have this guy down at lower medium settings, but we don't have to drop the resolution scale or quality to get it running really well. Keeping the settings low allowed me to get 3 to stay in the 30 to 40 FPS range constantly. This was something I was really happy about. The Win Max could get it smooth, but at a substantial graphical cost. Here, it looks and plays much more natural. And that is all we have for the Kingdom Hearts franchise. I'm still debating on what to cover next, but you can expect more PC game testing next week. As always, thank you for watching and have a great day.